Hello, everyone. So, hi, everyone. My name is Gellis, and of course, this is Infinite Modesty Design, where we teach you how to sew. Now, in this live video, we will be making a very easy skirt. So, let's get started. All right, so I just want to do a little introduction. Of course, who is Gellis? So, of course, Gellis, thank you so much for those who join me on Instagram. So, Gellis, by the grace of God, I am a Christian. And by his grace, I am born again by the grace of Almighty God. And three things you will hear me talking about: my faith, my nursing, which I'm going to talk in a little bit, and of course, my sewing, which is the grand finale here. So, by the grace of God, I'm a Christian and I love to share my faith. It would be something next to nothing if I share to the world how to sew and I don't share about the Lord Jesus Christ. By the grace of God, Jesus Christ is real than how me and you speak, more than how me and you speaking right now. He is the Son of God. And just to kind of generalize, if you say, no, I believe there's something out there, like I was talking to someone yesterday, he said, I believe there's something powerful there, but I don't believe. Listen, something. If you don't believe, everyone have the power to ask. The Bible says, ask and it shall, seek and it shall. Everyone have the opportunity, the mouth, the strength to ask. If you are real, I want to know you. And I'm guarantee you by the grace of God, once you're sincere, the Lord himself would open doors and show you that he's real in a profound way in Jesus' name. All right. So also for those who are watching me, I think on YouTube and on Facebook, you could see it says the sewing nurse. So I'm also an RPN by the grace of God, but specifically I am recently established my food care nursing business. So what is food care nursing? So we don't take care of course, we're not pedicures or manicures. We're food care nursing certified in the elderly's feet to pretty much take care of their feet. Because if you have a loved one at home, you may notice the toenail have grown excessively. They may have different different things on their feet. Like, for instance, they will have corns, they may have callus, they may have buildup, they may have, fungus, whatever it is. So as a nurse, we take care of their feet, we trim their toenails, we make sure they stay healthy. And then, of course, we revisit all the time to ensure that everything is going good. Now, having a food care nurse does help to avoid amputation if that should happen, God forbid, in the future. Also diabetic feet as well. So we take care of all these things. So I'm also in that area. So that's something you'll hear me talking about. So if anyone know of anyone who need a food care nurse to take care of their loved one's feet, if your parents have diabetes or whatever the case may be, of course, you could contact us as well. So that's one of the things. And then the grand finale, of course, is that we are going to be sewing an easy skirt, of course, today. Now, last week I sew a skirt. The skirt is here. Let me just take it out of the mannequin, actually, because some people could see the full thing. So I'm going to be sewing a skirt today. It's a very easy skirt. This one is so easy. The last Friday I had the live, and it was very, very easy. I think under 30 minutes. The live was like 33 minutes or something, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I sewed the skirt in the live. So I'm going to sew another skirt this week. Now, not every week I'm going to come and sew skirt. I'll sew different things. But what I'd like to do to show you how easy it is, you could do it even at home with needle and thread. I'm going to actually cut the fabric, prepare the information in front of you so it'll be easier, very, very easy, of course, for you to follow along. So we're going to be making another easy skirt again today. You could make it with needle and thread. It may take a little bit longer, but of course you could make it with needle and thread. That's for sure. Because everything, whether it is a dress, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to make a dress at home. Very easy, and we're gonna do it step by step. That's the goal of my doing live now, not to cut it and then bring it, but to cut it in front of everyone so you could see how easy it is. And you could, even though you don't have a sewing machine, you could do it needle and thread itself, of course. Now, we also do sewing classes in Brampton. For those who live in and around Brampton, we teach you how to sew on Mondays. So Mondays we have class from 10:30 to 1, 6 to 8:30. We do have 2 to 4:30 class as well. But of course, once we get students, we're not going to take 1 or 2 students for that one. The 10:31, if it's 1 student sign up, I run the class. The 6 o'clock, if it's 1 student, I still run the class. But for the 2:30 to 4:30, it's a little bit different. We also have kids class as well. We have the kids class from 5 to 6:30. So a few parents have been calling us again, so I'm grateful for that. So the class is only on Mondays for now. And last Friday I was supposed to do a live. I didn't, so I'm doing actually the live to make up for last Friday. So for those who are waiting, who was waiting on the live, I know I did talk to someone recently, previously, and she was like, I was waiting for. I said I hadn't established a time yet, so I'm still working on the time I would come on live on Fridays. Last Fridays I wasn't able to, but today I'm able to make it up. So I'm so very grateful for those who joined me live itself. All right, great, great. So I also gonna we also as we go along, we're gonna be talking about just doing a little bit of sewing jokes or sewing end the sentence. So I'm gonna read it as we go along as well. All right, so I have my sewing machine here, guys. So I have the Singer heavy duty sewing machine. Probably on another live I'll do where we could actually thread the machine together. And thank you so much for all those who are joining me on Instagram. I'm so very grateful. I'm just gonna do a wave for everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone who joining me on Instagram. I appreciate it. All right. So this is a Singer heavy duty sewing machine. This is the 4411. I have the 4411, the 4423, and the 4432. This one is a lower brand. So we're gonna work it out today. All right. So let's continue. So I have, oh my goodness, I have this fabric here, guys. This is big. This is big. So I have a big roll of fabric. I haven't even touched it, open it as yet. So I'm going to do the grand cutting on my live itself. So I'm going to cut this here. All right. And I'm going to make so this is it's very big in the bottom here as well. I'm going to see if we can have a chair here. Whew, it's heavy. All right. So if you're watching me, depends on where you're watching me, you would see making a skirt with 1 meter. So I'm just going to go with the yard. Meter is just a little bit over a yard. So we're going to try to use just so 36 inches is a yard. Now, this is not a standard for everyone. If your waist is more than 36 inches, of course, you have to go more, right? I just use this standard method to show you that if you have, maybe you have a 30 waist, you could go with a 36, right? Because it's the amount of width of the fabric itself is 36. So we are the waist measurement we're working with is 34. So I'm gonna just go a little bit over, okay? But depends on if your waist is under the 34, then of course you could use 1 yard of fabric for the width itself, not the length. The length you could decide or whatever length. Usually when I teach sewing, I teach with the person must make the skirt under the knee. I don't do everything over the knee. I would like it if it's a long skirt, no problem. But if not, you said, okay, can I make it a short skirt? It have to be under the knee, okay? I'm all about modesty. So once I teach you how to make the skirt, once you go home, you could decide whatever you want to do. But I'm all about modesty, as you know, in my business name. So that's how we'll be doing today, making the skirt very long. All right, guys. So this is the roll of fabric we have. It's gorgeous. It's very, very gorgeous. Yeah, very gorgeous. I'm so grateful. I can't wait to dive into it. So let's get started. All right. So again, for those who always want to sew and you're living in and around Brampton or Mississauga area, or maybe the GTA area, and you could commute very freely, we have a 5-month sewing course. So in the 5-month sewing course, you learn from beginner to advanced. So when I say beginner, if you have never touched a sewing machine before, we start you off from that level. And then we move you up to making, you'll maybe do a gather skirt, then a circle skirt. Then we do patterns. You'll be doing measurement. On my other live, I'll show you guys how to do basic measurement. You'll be doing measurement properly. And then you will learn how to sew a garment, not just for yourself, but for your client or for others as well. So that's what the 5 months course is all about, is to teach you how to sew if you desire to be a seamstress, or if you just want to sew for yourself. Some people don't have time for seamstress, all that. They just want to do something for themselves and they want to do it professionally. So that's what the 5 month sewing course is all about. Okay, so this fabric, to kind of give you a little bit quickly on fabric come in different width. So there is a 60 width fabric and there's a 45 width fabric. Yeah, so this is actually very heavy. So I'm not surprised this happened to me. It's very heavy, so I'm going to try to be quick here. So 60 width fabric. Of course, not just 60 and 45. There's more as well, but I'm just going to check the width of this fabric here. Okay. So how do we check the width from salve edge to salve edge? If you don't know the term, don't worry about it. We teach that, of course, in our class. So I'm going to measure from this edge here. So this is a fully 60 width fabric. Okay. So it's very, very, very long. So once I get the width of my fabric, which is going to be, I'm going to go with 40 because the waist measurement is 34. And I'll leave some space itself, and then for seam allowance, so I'm gonna go with a 40 width itself in general. Okay, I don't want the skirt to be too bulky, so 40 itself. So that means the length of this fabric gonna be full 60, which we won't go all the way there. All right. So if anyone is here, I'm just gonna see the comment. I'm using the system that I'm trying to get familiar with. Oh, so Hillary say hi, Julie. Sorry, my love. You see, now I can see you. Hello, Hillary. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. And on all those on Instagram that says hello, if you said hello, hello. If not, always, I'm so grateful for anyone who have joined me or sticking around. All right. So if you're on YouTube, do as well, say hello. So now I'm going to take a width of 40. Remember I said it depends on where you're watching me. It says 1 meter. So 1 meter is just over a yard. A yard is 36, right? So maybe about 38, something around there. All right, so I'm going to go with 40 because I need seam allowance. I need to close my garment and whatever, right? So I'm going to go with just a little bit over 40. Now, if you're 30, your waist is 30, you could go with 1 yard of fabric, and we're going to work with that today, okay? But one more thing I want to say to you as well, guys, if you don't want too much fabric, because you will see how very easy the skirt is to make. If you don't want too much fabric, measure your waist measurement. Measure your hip. Put the tape measurement around your hip. Leave it like not too tight around your hip. Then add 2 inches to that. That will be for your easing, and then add seam allowance. Another maybe 2 inch for seam allowance, and then that's fine. Okay, because this skirt I'm making it, I don't want it to be too much itself. That's why. All right, so let's measure the skirt here. So this is, so I'm measuring here. You guys see here, so 31, and I'll come up to 40, and I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, so 40 here. So that's the waist of the person is 34, like I mentioned. Then I wanted some extra little easing, and then we put seam allowance in there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to cut it down here. I don't know if you can tear down for me, so I'm just going to see. Okay, tear down for me. So good. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to put this down because I know it's so heavy. All right. Okay, so again, I'm making I don't want this skirt to be too big. So that's it here. So 40 is my width, and then my length is the other way. Okay. So for the length now, so this is a width here. Okay. So this is going to be like a narrow skirt, just letting you guys know, right? It's not a skirt that have too much bounce. So you want to give yourself, so for instance, 34 for my waist. If your hip measurement is, let's say for instance, my waist is 34 and my hip is 40, then I cannot cut the skirt 34, right? I have to cut the skirt according to the hip measurement. So then I'll put 2 inch for 40 for the hip measurement, plus 2 inch easing, plus 2 inch seam allowance. So that will be total itself, it will be 44. 44 itself. Okay, so I'm cutting 34 because my waist is 34 and my hip itself, I had actually, because remember I cut 34 plus 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So I put 6 inches more, right? So that inches accommodate for my hips and then also accommodate for some ease in itself. That's for the individual I'm making the skirt for, okay? Because it's a narrow skirt. If you want it broader, you could go with more fabric, no big deal, all right? Okay, so that's what it is here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to cut the length now. So we're going to cut the full length I want the skirt to be. Keep in mind, every time you're cutting the length, you want to think about hem allowance. You want to think about the elastic. We put in an elastic in this skirt, and we have a 1 inch elastic here, right? Because like I say, it's an easy skirt. You could put a string. You could put, a string. You could make a string and just loop it to the string, and you have a skirt there as well. But again, we're going to make a simple elastic. And yeah, we're going to make sure everything goes well. All right, so the length again, I am going to go 40 for the length. So make it easy, 40 for the width and 40 for the length, okay? And then we're going to start the skirt. Now that 40 now, I'm giving it for seam allowance and easing, all right? So if anyone watching me for the first time, don't be confused. because I'm going to be making a lot of skirts. And by the time I make so many different skirts, if you keep on watching, and this is a gather skirt, slightly gather skirt, but it's not a skirt like what I just showed you. This one was a lot. This one is about maybe 2.5. Yeah, this one was double the person's waist. I think you double and a half. Yeah, this is different from this. Okay, this one is if you want a little bit more narrow. You don't want all this fabric. You want a little bit more narrow. That's pretty much what I'm doing here. Okay, so I am gonna come down from here, and I'm gonna go down to 40, and then I'm gonna cut. So that 40 would be included in my hem allowance, yeah. So I'm gonna cut it 40 down here. There you go. So the rest I gotta do for a head tie or something itself. Okay. So let's get started now. So you see this person, this is for a very tiny person. Very, very, very tiny person. Okay. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do right now is I am going to, actually the bottom here, I think I'm gonna just sew it down. So I'm gonna make the bottom piece actually where my selvage is. And this piece I'm gonna just do a hemming across. Actually, it's not even straight. I didn't cut it that straight. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna try to cut it straighter. Okay, so I have, let me just kind of pop a little. I have a sewing, it's a call, well, finish the sentence pretty much. It says, life is so much better with a needle in my what? So if you know the answer, just put it in. So life is so, no, life is so, as we are about to sew in a bit, so much better with a needle in my what? Needle in my head, needle in my toes, needle where? So that's pretty much what it says here. Okay. All right. So I am trying to make this, you know, guys, always measure. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to do freehand here. All right. So life is so much better with a needle in my, we're going to rebuild it in my what? So I'm going to just sew this down, guys. Okay. Because this part, I could use it either for my, my hemming or my waistband. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it for the waistband, but I'm just going to hem it. Another thing, sorry, I forgot to tell you, is the elastic. So the elastic, again, we want it very, very close. So I cut this elastic already, but just to show you what we are going to be doing here. So this elastic going to be, we're going to put it around our waist like this, right? Right, because you see it's elastic. So pretty much you could put it, if your waist is 40, you could mark it 40, you could go a little bit extra. Right? If you think you're going to get a little bit of weight, you just want it to be, make sure you have a, because you see this is elastic, right? So right here is fine. So let me show you, just cut it out. So we're going to come right here. Right? So I have it, see what I have here, like right here. Although I'm not making a skirt for me though, but I'm just showing you, right? So right here itself, okay? So you just leave a little extra, leave 1 inch extra if you want, just to make sure you sew it down properly. So life is so much better with a needle in my hand. Needle and thread. You're going to be sewing your skirt with needle and thread if you don't have a sewing machine. There you go. All right, good stuff. Okay, so let me get started. So I'm going to have my machine here. I am going to take my thingy here. Now again, just to let you know, last week we made a gather skirt that have a lot of volume, right? We go, I think, I can't remember again, if it's 2 times the waist and a half or something. But this time we're just making if you want a fitted skirt that have, you know, a little bit of easing on it, that's what we're making here, okay? So this is not a gathered full bouncing skirt. It's just a simple skirt. You want to make sure that you could put it on over your hips and it's comfortable. It's not too tight. That's what we're doing here right now, okay? So there's so many different ways you can make a skirt. All right, so what I'm going to do here, make it easier for us guys. So I'm going to come here closer. All right, is that we are going to sew this down. So I'm just going to fold it. I'm just going to do freehand. So I'll do 1 time, okay? So the reason why I'm going to do 1 time, because eventually I'm going to fold it again for my elastic, right? So we're just going to do 1 time. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Also, do I have my needle and thread? Yes, I think I do. Do I have my my pin I'm talking about? So we're gonna just sew it down nicely like this. I'm just gonna sew it down nicely. So if anyone watching me, the replay, I think the first live or the second live I did, someone messaged me and said, they're watching me from, I think it was Namibia. I was like so impressed. I was so grateful. She said she watching me from Namibia, so that was so grateful. And that's what I love about doing live or just coming back online. You kind of meet people from all walks of life. So I'm gonna sew this down now. Even notice I'm just doing freehand. I'm just folding it little and I'm just sewing it down. Nothing that you had to. So how much do I fold? Just fold the thing a little bit because right about my edge is not that straight. So don't mind me. I want to make it everything to be very easy and simple for us. I'm just sewing it down nicely. All right, there you go. There you go. So the last joke was life is so much better with a needle in my hand. There you go. Okay, almost to the finish line here. So what we are making, you may say, is a very, very simple, more fitted skirt with elastic waistband. Very, very simple. All right, there you go. Okay. So I've done this part here. Okay. See this is not even a lot. It's a little thing, very, very little that is going on here. Okay, so there's so many ways you could make this skirt, guys. All right. So while I was doing that, I'm going to show you a very even an easier way than last week. Actually, maybe all of them is the same. Actually, don't even say easier. Maybe the same thing. Trust me. Let's just say the same thing. So what I'm going to do right away, I'm going to fold this down. Okay, and I'm going to get fitted with my elastic first. So we're going to do everything first. So hello, Victoria. Hey, how are you? Oh my goodness. So we're just making a very simple skirt, Victoria. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful. So we're almost there now. This skirt is almost done. I'm just keep on talking to kind of make the thing go longer. So I know you've been sewing a lot recently. So I'm so grateful. And you've been doing a lot of things. Maybe you ought to teach me how to use that particular machine as you've been using. Yeah, maybe we're gonna do a Zoom call one time. Okay, so I'm trying to get here. So when life give you, okay, no, I'll leave that one. Sewing is not a hobby, it's a way of. So anybody could just put it down. Sewing is not a hobby, it's a way of. It's a way of what? Okay, let's move on. So I'm gonna fold this down here, guys. So listen. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my elastic. Where's the piece I put? Okay. I'll take my elastic here. I'll make it very simple again, guys. And I'm going to show you. Very simple here. Because we don't want to fold too much. Because we leave a lot already. Where's my scissors? I am doing a live. I don't want anything to be lost. Oh, gosh. All right, here. So, here, you take your elastic. You fold this down like this. Right? And the pencil, I have a full 1-inch elastic, right? So you want to leave maybe 1/4 inch at the top, 1/4 inch at the bottom. So make sure your elastic, So make sure your elastic go in really nice and smooth, right? So just like this. Okay, so that's why. So when I measure here, it's a little bit over. So when I measure here, it's about 1.5 inch folding, okay? So 1.5 inch folding. I'm gonna take my pin here. And I'm just going to put a little tick here. Okay, so 1.5 inch fold in. I know based on my elastic now, so I'm just going to do 1.5 inch fold in. Couple here. All right. Thank you so much, C Forb. It's a way of life. There you go. Awesome. Yay. So come on, guys. Let's chair. Let's chair in the bottom. Either put a clap or put a 2. I said put 2 if you agree. Thumbs up is a way of life. There you go. Exactly. Sewing is not a hobby. It's a way of life. So I'm going to put a tick because someone get that one on my live already. So which is awesome. So I'm going to put a double tick. So I know that one was answered on the live. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that is the answer. So sewing is not a hobby. It's a way of life. I love sewing. I am a nurse by the grace of God. But I'm telling you, without sewing, I don't know how my life would Without the Lord Jesus Christ, that's the first thing I would say. But you know, as human being, we have something that we love and we're passionate about. And the next thing, of course, beside my children, my husband, of course, is sewing. So the Lord always first because He give us life. But then sewing, I love sewing, and I don't know how it's function without it. Okay, so thank you so much for that. And everyone, just give her a thumbs up. Chew in the comment or just give her a thumbs up for that wonderful answer. All right, I'm gonna pop another one in a bit. So you see what we did here? Just 1.5 inch. Guys, I'm trying to make this like so simple. So simple, comprehend. And again, you could do this with a gather skirt. So if to say you want to make a gather skirt and you want a lot of volume, so if you want a lot of volume in the skirt, just measure your waist one time. If your waist is 20, good. Measure your waist again. So 40, you could cut this skirt. Your waist is 20, you double it, right? And you could go half of that as well, okay? So if you want it very, very long, it's the same method. There's no difference here. All right, good stuff. So now what I'm going to do, as I have this, I'm just going to sew it down. Then I'm going to pass my elastic too. And guys, this skirt is almost done. I'm telling you this in a serious note, this skirt is almost done. That's for sure. All right, so let me go ahead and sew this down. And if there's anything that you think that is very simple and you want to learn on our live, also give a comment as well, whether you're on YouTube watching the replay or you watching me live, or you on my Facebook page, or my WhatsApp group, or anywhere you want me to make something live. Once it's something that is simple and I think that people could benefit, I'll definitely do so. All right, so now I'm going to just sew this down. I'm just sewing the edge right here down. Take out the pin as you go along. So take out the pin as you go along. Okay, so let me see if I have something. So no, I have a love-hate relationship with my, no, not that. I don't like that one too much. So, a seamstress sow the seed of what? So what do you do as a seamstress? What do you make when you make something? What does that C word is called? So a seamstress sow the seed of something. Something. Okay, so we're just gonna sew it down nicely. Sew it right to the edge. So if you could do like less quarter of an inch, just sew it right to the edge because you still have the elastic to put in, and you want to make sure you have enough space, right? So as I go along in my life, get more, I'm more comfortable with the timing. I will do where we will connect on a Zoom call, on a Google Meet. So I know people feel more connected when they're actually on the live itself. But for now, I just want to kind of get my pattern. That's pretty much what the word is, yeah. Get my pattern. All right, good stuff. Okay. So I remember the first time when I come on live and I make a gather skirt, guys. I show you guys one way. This is another way. It's the same thing. You can make it into a bouncing gather skirt with a lot more volume, like the one we made here last week. Same thing. It's just maybe different method. That's all. All right. Okay. So now I have this here, and I'm gonna take my elastic and I'm gonna take my pins. Right. So I put my pin to the elastic casing here. So where was I again? I forgot again. Okay. A seamstress sow the seed of creativity. That's it there. So a seamstress sow the seed of creativity. And talking about that, very soon, once my life get more comfortable, meaning that I have a pattern of every time I'm coming in live this time, then we're going to have an event. So the event itself going to bring everyone, of course, on our Google Meet, and we're going to sew something together as we are doing live right now. So all this is in the Play Online. I had 2 events in person already, which was very successful. And we will be looking for donation to create another 30 event for 2025. So I'll talk more about it. The donation is all about getting food together so people could enjoy themselves. It's not about anything else pretty much. So now if we get enough donation, then we could always give our volunteer something. That's pretty much what it is. But the event has been so good. Many of our volunteers come and volunteer with and even bring food for the event. The last event was so amazing, but we would be doing an online event very soon, and I am going to talk about that more as I go along. Okay, so now we're going to take our thing. So you see how we are, right? Everyone can see this here. Everyone can see it nicely. So we are going to just push it in, and right, so that 1 inch, remember I said you had a little space, so we're going to push everything in, and then we're going to be almost done. Trust me, if I wasn't talking, this live would have been done a long time, because the script would have been finished like so long. I like to talk. Okay, so let me pull this down nicely. Pull this down nicely. Pull it down nicely. Okay, so we're just gonna pull it down, pull it down, pull it down. This is such an easier way, because this now you could actually put it on you and say, okay, it's too tight, maybe it's too much, maybe blah 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 blah, and you could even make an adjustment easier. Okay. You could always put another elastic at the end, but we don't need to, because yeah, we don't need to. It's not gonna lose. We're right here. So just make sure when you're pushing the elastic through, depends, and you could use it with any elastic, guys. Like I got this elastic. This is very thin. You could use it just like I have this big elastic. That's what I'm using it with. But you could use it with any elastic. So I'm just gonna push it down through nicely. So thank you again for all those who are joining me from every corner. Let me see. Okay, so it says life is short. We thank God for that. But my fabric stash is what? For those who know how to sew, those who love getting fabric, what do you have? My fabric stash is, and what? Finish it for me. Because look, I tell you, I just opened this fabric here, and I have this fabric for so long. And there's so many rolls of fabric. A lot of people donate fabric for me too, so it's easier for me to do my in-person event. But our fabric stash is what? Just end it for me. And what? Okay, so you see, it's like a curtain, right? Guys, you could even make a curtain like this, trust me. It's like a curtain, right? So what we're gonna do, so now you know, at least if you want to make a nice little curtain, you could use this method as well. Very, very easy. So I'm just pulling this down, pulling this down, pulling this down, see? So I'm gonna make sure it ends right here. Okay. Right here, you're gonna end. And again, who we are Infinite Modesty Design. We teach sewing class in Brampton, Ontario. We have classes on Mondays, only Mondays for now. We have different time. We have a 5-month sewing course, which is from beginner to advanced. The price is amazing, guys. So there's nothing. So hi, Marcel. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you joining my live. I'm so very grateful for you doing all my sharing. Marshall always share. Anytime you see me online, she share, which is, I'm so grateful. So no, I'm just bouncing, and I see you. It's me when I look at the Marshall page. So thank you so much for your support, girl. I'm so grateful. All right. So very grateful. So this is how it is, guys. So now we're going to do, right? Very simple, very easy. We're just going to put it together like this, right? And we're going to sew it down. Done, right? We are going to sew it down. Now, you could go ahead. I'm going to put it around me. So again, this skirt is not ready for me. I will make it a lot more room. This doesn't have a lot of room for me, but I'm just going to show you, right? So this skirt is meant to be a fitted skirt. That's what I was saying all the while during the live. It's meant to be a fitted skirt. So you see it fits you really, really itself. And again, it's not for me. So once it's a fitted skirt, you want to think about your bottom to walk, right? So if you're making a fitted skirt like this, you want to use your your hip measurement. All right, your hip measurement you want to use for to get the full waist circumference. You want to use your hip measurement. Then you want to add at least 4 or 5 inches more to that. So if your each hip is 40, you want to go 45. So you got to think about you're going to walk, right? So this is more like if you want to make a fitted skirt. So with the fitted skirt, let's say your hip is 40, you'll have 2 inches or 3 inches for seam allowance. Sorry, 3 inches for walking, from room allowance to walk. And then you also have the 2 inches for seam allowance on the side. So you still have quite a bit. And if it's too narrow, you just make it longer. Okay. Sorry, you just put instead of putting 5, you can put 6 inches more, right? So just make it a little bit open more. That's pretty much what it is. So now what I'm going to do here is just to sew this down, and yeah, just sew it down. Okay, that's what I'm going to sew it down. So let's get started. So you could always fit it around you to see, okay, is it too tight? Is it too loose? Is it too whatever? And then any extra, you could actually, make it closer. Again, I have a big skirt and this is not for me, like I said. So you can make it closer itself, right? So it could fit you. So you have more freedom now to see, okay, is it too tight? Is it too loose? Whatever the case may be. So I'm just gonna sew it down. Again, this is not my skirt. I make big skirt. I make skirt that actually don't even show too much of my shape. But again, I'm making this skirt just for the live to show you if you want a narrow skirt, which I do have narrow skirt, but it have a lot of room itself. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna sew this down nicely. And we're almost done the live. All right, so guys, if you're enjoying this live and you want me to make more live, you could always give a comment if you're watching me live or watching the replay. And if you have something simple that you think that I could make on the live, you want to send it to me in a video or just tell me in general. I mean, I'll definitely consider it as well. Okay. Okay. So the joke here, I don't even know where I am again. Where I am. So life is short, but my fabric stash is endless. Very endless. So people who's hoarder or people who know how to sew very well. Oh, I love this fabric. Oh, I can make this. Oh, I love this fabric. Oh, I can make that. And trust me, sometimes in most cases, it never really get done. So you just have a whole heap of fabric. That's why people give me so much fabric, because they've been holding the fabric for so long. Now they realize, oh my goodness, I have this fabric for so. Oh, my father died, or my whoever died, and have this fabric. Oh, I see a sewing class. Let me give, and then I could use it for my students. So that's why in all our classes, once fabric is available, our fabric is free for the classes. Alrighty, okay. So let me go ahead here. So I'm just gonna sew it down. I am gonna sew this nicely down. So you can just sew half an inch down. And also I want to thank everyone who does share my content, because I know God will always share it on Instagram and whoever else. If I forgot about your name, don't worry about it. Thank you so much. It's just that I was just remembering there's a lot of people who does share my content, and I'm so grateful. So I didn't want to just specify one person, but everyone that have supported me in any way, I'm so very grateful, guys. And we are coming up with an online event very soon. So don't worry, I didn't forget about my online peeps. All right. So we're just gonna sew it down nicely. Put it together, sew it down nicely. Take your time. Needle and thread, you could do that, guys. Remember I said needle and thread, you could do this with needle and thread as well. So your fabric stash is endless. So who have a lot of fabric, who buy a lot of fabric, they will know what I'm talking about. So there's something I noticed now, and I'm going to show you guys. Because we're doing a live, and I'll be more than happy to show you guys. All right. So because I'm doing this live, and I just cut the end. So this is pretty much the garment is pretty much done, to be honest with you guys. It's pretty much done. So I just want to show you something briefly, and I'm happy it happened on the live, so I'll show you guys what to do, because this is called alteration. So let's say you make your skirt and it come out like this, right? It happened to the best of the best, so don't even stress yourself. All right. So what you could definitely do is just make sure you have a proper measurement. All right. So the measurement you have at the very top here. So just gonna measure it from here to here, and I have like 36 for the length. Just make sure that down here is also 36 as well, and you just trim it accordingly. Yep, that's it. So what I'm gonna do, I have a big ruler here. I have a big ruler right here. So you can see everything here. Okay, so get a measurement again, and then I'll just trim that one out. So the edge here is 36. Actually, it's 30. Let's say 36 and a quarter. So up here again will be 36 and a quarter. So around here. Then I could just put a chalk, right? Put a chalk right here. And I'll just trim that out. I don't want to take out that part. So this is okay. So I'm just gonna do 36 and done. So the 6 is right here. Okay. Now you just cut it out. Follow your lines. I'll just kind of end it right. Good. That's it. So we just did alteration, guys. Simple, simple, very simple. Now I'm just going to fold this up, bend it, and then sew it down. I'm done. And I am done. Then what you could iron your skirt, right? So it's more like I mentioned again, it's more like a fitted skirt. Just make sure you measure your hip measurement to get the full measurement of the skirt. And then you put maybe 4 or 5 inches allowance. 1 inch would be for your seam allowance, and the other extra would be just for wearing allowance. All right. So now I'm just going to fold this down. So what I'm going to do, instead of folding it down, I'm going to fold it down twice to kind of make time here. I'll fold it down twice. So I'll fold it down neatly then. That's what I'm trying to say. So I am going to do, let's say I fold it down 1.5. So I'll just measure it here. So you just measure 1.5. This is not going to work for me because of the color. So 1.5, I'll try my best to make it work because of the live. So measure 1.5, then you're just doing your folding in the bottom. Make sure it's very neat. So what I did, so 1.5, I measure up here, guys, right? So with the 1.5, I just fold my raw edge, right, to meet that 1.5, and I put a pin, okay? And I'm going to actually do it all the way around as we go along. So that's what I'm doing here right now. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm doing right here right now. And I want to do it all the way around. So again, this is live. This is not where I could do a fast forward. It's live. So all the way around. All right. So for those who are in and around Brampton, wherever you're watching me from, help me share the video, help me share the live, or help me tell someone about our classes if you are interested. We offer kids classes on Mondays at 5 o'clock to 6:30. The ages of the kids class is from 8 to 13 or 8 to 14 max, right? Is a kids class. So again, I'm measuring. I hope everyone could understand what I'm doing here. Just measuring to do my hem. That's all, pretty much, to do my hemming. So my area could be very nice and neat. My top would be neat. My bottom could be neat, and I'm good to go. So yeah, we offer kids class, adult class. We offer beginners class as well. Although I'll talk about the 5 months course. The 5 months course is if you just don't want to stay in beginners, you want to move on. So you want to come learn about the sewing machine, but you want to sew. So that's what the 5 months course is all about. Although we do just have a beginner session only. The beginner session give you the opportunity just to sew a fabric wallet. I don't know if I have the wallet is similar to that, not the exact same thing, just similar. Just put so a similar fabric wallet, not with a handle, fabric wallet without the handle, a tote bag. I don't have any bag around here. And then bucket hat. And then if there's more time, you make hair crunch, you make this, you make that. That's for the beginners class. But for the advanced class, we go advanced. We go uppity, advanced. We teach you how to make clothing, how to sew from scratch. So once you finish, and then we give you all our sewing patterns. We have lots of sewing patterns that we give you for free. If you had to start your own business, that will be something you will do as well. Even online, let's say when we had our online course, we did the same thing as well. And I met a lot of people online when I was online mainly. Okay, so I just doing this around so you could actually see what we're doing here. Okay. So now I'm gonna just sew, just do the hemming around, and then we're done. Let me see if there's anything else I could see here so we can ask. And also for the food care nursing, what is it all about? It's all about taking care of your loved one's feet, doing their nails, trimming their nails, removing calluses, corn, making sure it's healthy. If there's anything that a nurse cannot do, like for instance, is go beyond our scope, then we could always recommend the doctor or call the doctor for the client, follow up with doctor's calls for the client on the client behalf. and we do it mobile. So we come to your home. That's what we do. That's what I do, sorry, as a food. That's what food care nurse do in general. That's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah, so I recently established our business, my business in food care nursing. So that's another area as well. All right, so I'm going to start sewing right here. And of course, my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Without him, I cannot do all this, guys. I'm telling you straight up. My faith is key in everything I do. Everything I do. So I thank God for that. Okay, so we are going to sew this all the way around. All the way around. All the way around. Take out your pin as you go, okay? Your pin might dance you. So hey, Sharon. Hello. Thank you for joining me, my love. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing me in your group as well. So grateful. Don't worry, we're gonna come on a Google Meet soon. I'm planning on that. That's why I remember Hillary. Hillary's the one. No, it was Hillary. No, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie's the one that says, you know, because she missed the live and running. Well, everybody does, right? So I said, don't worry, I'm gonna come back online slowly. So that's my process of coming back slowly. And then eventually, by God's grace, we could do a lot of things together. Because these are all these on my live is people that we used to connect to COVID time, right? We was always hanging out online. And of course I miss you guys. So there you go. All right. So those who are on Facebook or on YouTube, if you want to share my live, that would be great. It does help me. It does. Someone sent me the other day, she was like, I saw you on night. Were you cooking? Were you? I said, no, I was sewing. I said, I was sewing her skirt. She said, oh. She said, yeah, that's why I want to learn. I said, yes, just continue following. So that was grateful. All right, guys, so I'm done the more or less fitted skirt. You always, again, like I mentioned, just kind of repeat again. You want to make it with a measurement towards your hips. Measure your hip measurement, add at least 5 or 6 extra. If your hip is 40, go 44. No, if your hip is 40, go 45, 46. Okay? Okay, you want to make sure that when you put on the skirt, you have room. Like for me, I would go really big because I want room in my skirt. So this is what it is, guys. Very simple. So you see, not much. The thing is, I didn't have much elastic here, right? You could make your elastic a little bit more tighter. Like I say, this is just a skirt for the life, to be honest with you. It's just a skirt for the life. So you could make your elastic a little bit more tighter, a little bit more what am I saying? You could make it a little bit more elastic. That's what I'm trying to say here. But this is more like a fitted skirt. Comparing to this one, you will see I have a lot of room for the elastic, and I have a lot of skirt too. See the difference here? This is what I made last week. See, there's a lot of skirt going on here. So this is like fully bouncing skirt compared to this one here, right? And again, I'm not making it for anyone specific, so I'm just showing you guys how to make the skirt. So this here, I'm not sure if I could put it on. There's a lot of things going on here. Let me see if I could put it on here to kind of show you here what's going on. I don't even think it might, actually, no, I don't think this one might pass through the bust because this is a more fitted skirt compared to the last week. Yeah, this one is not gonna go. It's not gonna go, and I cannot take out the body from this one. Or maybe it is. Okay, actually, yeah, it did go. Hold on, let's see. So that's what we get with a narrow skirt, right? So this one is. Whew. Oh, okay, fine. Just want to show you guys how it's gonna look. Oh my goodness, this is too much. Oh Lord, this is too much. Okay, so this here. All right. Just want to show you what I'm talking about with a fitted skirt, okay? So you see this one is more like a narrow skirt. Yeah, this is more like a narrow skirt. Okay, there you go. So you understand what I'm saying here. So just make sure, let me just make sure the thing is a little bit tighter. So you see there's a big difference. Again, it's very easy to make. See? Just want to make sure you have enough room for your hips, right? And then keep in mind, you have to walk. So when you walk, because it's narrow, it's not like this. This is bouncy. So you would have a lot going on there. Let me bring this down so you could actually see. If we can see a little bit better here. Yeah. There's a lot going on in the bottom here. So you can see, so it's a little bit more fitted. You could tell the difference. There's a big difference between this one and of course this one, right? This one is a lot going on here, right? So if I'm going to pin this one down here, I won't pin it. Just if you're gonna see this one is, you can see there's a lot going on here. It's very roomy compared to this one is very narrow. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Just to show you how simple it is to make a skirt, guys. Again, you could make this skirt with we had it for a meter. It all depends. A meter doesn't work for everyone. It all depends on your waist or your hip. Let's put it like that. Your waist, if you're making a big fully bouncing gather skirt, then you go your waist times 2 times 3, whatever. I won't say whatever. So let's say the most you want to go your waist times 3 if you want it really bouncy. If you want it less bouncy, your waist times 1. So in the sense that if your waist is 20, you want to go maybe another 20, or your waist time 1.5. So 20 plus half of that 20, right? But then again, if you want to make a fitted skirt like this, you want to consider your hip measurement first. Your hip measurement, and then with your hip measurement, you want to add easing. So you could add at least 3-inch easing, or 2-inch easing, 3-inch easing, I would say, because of course you ought to think about your legs. You have to walk, so you ought to move itself, right? 3 or 4 inches in is fine, and then you also want to add another inch for your seam allowance. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much what it is. So every week, by the grace of God, I'm going to come on live. I'll try my best to come on live and do a very easy project. So again, this project, if you want to watch the video again, you could do it with needle and thread. It's a very simple project, very basic project. Last week I do this one, the black skirt, a little bit different. This week I do this one. It's even easier than how I did last week, to be honest with you. So you could try the both method. I will come up with a little bit more stylish skirt. I think this skirt is stylish in its own unique way. The other skirt that would look even more high class and it's so simple. I'll show you the easier method how to use it. Also keep in mind, we're gonna be using our t-shirt as well to draft tops. Okay, so when I say that we're gonna come with our t-shirt, I'll come on a live and show you how you could use your t-shirt to draft it into a top-like pattern, and then eventually we could be making dress and stuff like that. Very, very simple, very basic. Again, my name is Gellis. We offer sewing class in Brampton, Ontario. It's 85 Charlotte Boulevard. My phone number, I should put it on there next time, 416-742-9931. And my email address, I'll make sure I prepare next time. So you could put it on there. You could reach us in Brampton, Ontario. We will be coming on with an online event very soon. I'll probably ask my in-studio students what should we make, and then we'll decide what we're going to be doing. I'm a foot care nurse, like I mentioned earlier. We offer special care to your loved ones' feet, your elderly's feet. We do take care of the toenails, trim the toenail, make sure everything is healthy. So by the grace, that's where you see Gellis. That's why you see nursing here in a sewing as well. Lastly, just to let you know that Jesus Christ is real. He loves every one of you very much. And one of the reasons why you are alive right now is to get to know him. If you don't know him, or if you have other religion, you ask, I want to know the real God. If you're serious about the religion you're following and you want to know who is the real God, you ask. And the Bible says everyone have the opportunity to ask. The Bible says ask and it shall, seek and it shall, knock and it shall. Everyone have the opportunity to ask. If you are a real God, I want to know you. Once you are sincere, guys, he would show up to you. That's how I get to know that Jesus Christ is real. And I'm serving him in holiness and righteousness by the grace of God, myself and my family. Thank you so much for those who stay on. Thank you so much that will be watching the replay. We'll be sharing. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment if you like this live. If you'd like to see anything more on the live, I would be so grateful if you could leave it in a comment or send me a personal message. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys very much. See you by the grace of God on our next live. Bye-bye.